Hola, mijos. I'm a little bit stopped up, so I hope we can make it through this story okay. This one is called Peter's Last Voyage. Looks like he's a little sailor guy. Close your eyes and think about a best friend, someone you've enjoyed being with and talking to most. What would it feel like if that person set off all alone on an adventure? Let's see if you can find out. Pick up your magic lantern and walk down the enchanted path. Where is it going to lead us tonight? You're strolling down a sandy track toward a long wooden jetty that stretches out over the sea. There's a strong breeze coming off the water. It makes the wires of the sails go ping against the masts of the bobbing boats. The wind ruffles your hair. You can smell the salty water and the seaweed washed up on the beach. You like it here, in the wind and the sun, and you're happy because you're on your way to visit Peter, the old sailor who likes to take visitors on trips around the island and the bay. Peter's your friend, and he lets you sit for hours with your legs dangling over the jetty while he works and tells you stories of his days at sea. There's always something for him to do, painting the boat, oiling the engine, mending the sails for the days when there's plenty of wind. Sometimes he lets you come down into the cabin where you can help him clean up the kitchen or polish the brass handles until they shine. At other times you sit together on the wharf and see how many crabs you can catch with worms on a string before throwing them back into the water. Peter's wife, Queenie, usually arrives just when you're hungry and thirsty with a picnic of sandwiches and fruit and something to drink. On really quiet days when there aren't enough tourists to fill the boat, Peter takes you along too. It's wonderful on board as you head out to sea. There are seals bobbing about near the island and seabirds wheeling around in their nests high up on the cliffs. Those days are best of all. The tourist season is nearly over, and you're hoping that today will be one of those special days, perhaps with a bit of polishing and sandwiches and a trip out to sea. You never know. You see Peter and run toward him. He looks up from what he's doing and waves to you. As you get closer, you see that he's carefully repainting the boat's name Queenie in gold. It looks beautiful. In fact, the whole boat is looking very fine indeed. The sails are rolled up, ready to be hoisted. A little flag flutters at the top of the mast. "Watch out for wet paint," calls Peter. You sit down on the jetty and look around you. Something's different. Normally, Peter stops what he's doing for a few minutes when you arrive. But today seems much busier than usual. Queenie pops her head up from the cabin and offers you a drink before you've even done any work. Then Queenie says something that makes sense of all this activity. He's finally off, she tells you. Off on that voyage he's always promised himself. You remember how Peter had often spoken about his last voyage, how he wants to go out beyond the bay, across the sea to the warm south, how he wants to see whales and dolphins again, to speed along with a flying fish. Just one last adventure. "I wish I could come with you," you say. Peter laughs and shakes his head. "I'm afraid this is my adventure," he says. "Just mine and nobody else's. Even Queenie's staying behind." You can't imagine the sea and the jetty without Peter. How will you spend your days now? "We'll miss him, won't we?" says Queenie. "But that means you and I can get to know each other better. I'll keep myself busy because then the time will go more quickly. I have a map on the wall so we can follow Peter's journey. I've got books, too, about the places he's going to visit so we can find out about them while he's away." "But why don't you ask him to take you with him?" you say. "Because there are some things you have to do on your own," she replies. "And I'll be with him in a way, won't I?" "Won't I, Peter? Both of us will be." "You'll always be with me," agrees Peter, "always in my heart." I'll wave him off proudly, says Queenie, and you must do the same, because you have to be brave to go off alone. It wouldn't be fair to make Peter feel bad about leaving us behind. That would spoil his big adventure. Soon the boat is ready. Peter comes over to you and gives you a hug. Keep me in your thoughts, he says, smiling, and I'll keep you in mine. You wave him goodbye and then slowly walk back down the jetty. You might not be able to talk to Peter for a while, but you'll be able to pass on his stories and even teach someone else how to catch crabs with worms on a stream. And you'll be able to visit with Queenie. Peter will be having his adventure, and one day you'll have yours too, won't you? Yeah. When you love people, you sometimes have to let them do the things that they want to do, even if it's without you. Losing someone or something is often the start of finding other people or other things. Sharing stories about the people you love keeps them alive in your mind and in your heart. Friendship and love can stay strong even after someone has left you. That is true. I love you guys just as much today as last summer whenever I got all those good hugs and kisses from you. You might feel sad when you say goodbye to someone who's going far away. But if they're happy, you should feel happy for them. That's very true. Ooh. I like this. I like this next one. I love you, boys. And I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.